Hi guys, I've seen today some of you might have been in one mood or the other For you come again yourself and marry myself. So for more never say if I don't call only phone you free since today. Or the other phone and answer. Say I swear a triple in. I'm not even happy. I'm not even happy. How do you call you? I didn't know. What happened has happened. We have done our best as a human being. The rest is the truth. So I do what I worry attention here today. Man, even when I even say one after Asosuranya in it, I cannot just some of their cabinet in APC in Lara. So when what I was up today, and I got some nonsense story. I call him another now safe. I was a Hana cause. I'll just play the video for you, but I'm going to hear now. I can't go. I do call you. Just watch the video.
Welcome back. If you have just joined us, you're watching special coverage here on the Rise News of Nigeria's 2023 presidential inauguration event. So, a historic moment today, the crowning of the man, Bola Tinubu, as Nigeria's new president, a man who's managed to position himself in a place where he's taken out all his competitors in the field for president and is now in the driver's seat.
Absolutely. Well, we know the saying, don't we? If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas. So we'll see how it all turns out, how wild and topsy-turvy the narrative will be because of all the things that could happen to and around him amid the tough challenges ahead. Well, one man who's been watching the transition process closely is the author, columnist, and former member of the House of Representatives, Dr. Dakuku Peterside, who is a chieftain of the ruling APC party and was the Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, or NIMASA, and he joins us now. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, and good evening.
And you were at the inauguration event at Eagle Square. What did you take away from it?
Well, you could feel an air of excitement. Again, that's expected. Humans by nature like something new. And in this particular instance, it appears that it represents a ray of hope. It's a symbol of a new beginning. After 8 years of very challenging situation, I don't want to say 8 years of 8 years of very challenging situation. Nigerians think that at least this offers us a chance to start afresh. And again, to cap it off, I think the president made what I consider an inspiring speech. He made a few commitments, promises to Nigerian people, raised hopes here and there. And like they always say, it is good to make policy statements, but the devil is in the details.
Absolutely.
And more importantly, in the execution, the actions that will follow. We've seen in the very recent past where presidents, governors, leaders made very clear vision, wonderful policy statements, but very often it wasn't just followed with the right action and we didn't get any results. So I think that the first foot forward is usually important, and I want to believe that the president has put the first foot forward right.
And you did repeat twice, 8 years of very challenging situation. Those 8 years belong to the APC and the just outgone President Muhammadu Buhari. But I want to ask you, I mean, does this make the job tougher for President Tinubu, who just yesterday at the inauguration dinner vowed not to make excuses?
Yeah, indeed, it will make his job tougher. The indicators are there. We have the highest inflation level, I'm sure from 1999 to date. We have the highest unemployment level from 1999 to date. It's not looking good. You can see that we've got a dual currency exchange rate that has discouraged foreign direct investment.
Which we talked about today as well.
Which we talked about. The economy is not in good shape. I don't think there should be any form of pretense about that. The economy is not in good shape. All the indicators are not good enough. Of course, we face this challenge of insecurity. Our educational system is not top-notch in the current situation, and so is most of the time on strike. And so he's coming at a time where there are enough landmines. And I'm going to point out three critical ones. First, there's actually no money to fund his programs. Our debt profile is the highest in recent times, whether domestic debt or foreign debt. Then our foreign reserve is at its lowest dip in from 1990, our foreign reserve is at the lowest dip. And so he's coming at a very challenging time. So those are landmines, and I don't think the country has ever been this divided from 1999 to date. There's tension everywhere. There's a sense of, I don't want to say, deep division. So I acknowledge that there are challenges. I acknowledge, but again, we have hired him to do a job. If there are no challenges, we won't hire him in particular. I think that he was hired because Nigerians believe, intuitively or otherwise, that he can fix the economy, he can fix insecurity, he can address our most pressing challenges. Right. And so I'm happy he started by saying that no, he won't tell any excuse, he won't give any excuse. He's hired to do a job, he will do the job. I'm sure he's analyzed the situation, he's identified the challenges, and he's put together a credible team that will fix it.
Well, let's say that some Nigerians believe he can do the job. What he's now got to do is to convince the other Nigerians who don't believe that he can. And the first way to be seen to deal with that challenge, I mean, you mentioned a lot of them, I mean, including, of course, as Adesua pointed out earlier, insecurity. What we want to see is the appointment of a competent cabinet to start. That's the way to do it, isn't it? To give that initial sense of confidence.
Well, you're very correct. I don't know if you had the opportunity of reading my column today.
Yes, I always read your columns. I find them most engaging.
Newspaper. And I said there are three critical stumbling blocks. And one of the three critical stumbling blocks could be the quality of his cabinet. It could be a source of strength, or it could be a stumbling block. And I said that in many other clients, in many other jurisdictions, including Nigeria, presidents succeed or fail based on the quality of their cabinet. Presidents are remembered or they become infamous based on the quality of their cabinet. And that in the current situation, this is not the time to use the cabinet position, to pay political IOUs. There are many other ways to pay political IOUs. You could give them contracts, you could engage them in other ways. At this time, we need competent, credible, experienced, and knowledgeable persons to man cabinet positions. And they're all over the place. This is not the time. I'm happy that Mr. President himself said he will be president of all Nigerians, irrespective of political affiliation, ethnic, or religious orientation. That's not going to matter to him. The era of politics is over. Now this is time to govern. And like he said, the overarching philosophy of his government is that he will govern. He will not rule over us. He will govern all Nigerians. He will not rule over us. And that implies that he's coming with a mindset of a servant leader. I'm ready to serve all Nigerians. I'm not coming to lord over you. And serving means that he will consult extensively. He will listen to he will feel the pulse of the people. He will listen. He will align his own aspiration with the aspiration of the people. And indeed, a credible cabinet is the starting point. It's an indicator that this is a serious government determined to serve Nigerian people. And so if you fill your cabinet with tired, governors who just couldn't perform, ex-governors who couldn't perform. Nigerians will say, no, this government ought not to be taken seriously. If you bring dead wood, people who they know are not, and we all live in a small society after all, you know. We know those who are competent, those who got some competence, those who got something to bring to the table. So if you feel your cabinet, and again, if you listen to his speech today, he said you bring a lot of young people to cabinet, he will bring a lot of women to cabinet, and he will give priority to young people and women. And for me, that's heartwarming, you know, that the president defies the fact that he needs young people in his cabinet, knowledgeable young people. We also had a governor, like I've always said consistently, we had a governor that was young, but that was a disaster in this country. He's still in office. So being young is not just enough.
Yeah, agree.
So I agree with you that the quality of his cabinet, then the need to reconcile Nigeria. Nigeria's never really been this divided, you know, and that could be a stumbling block. So if he governs in such a way that it will appear that he favors one part of the country above the other, then it might just constitute a stumbling block. So he's going to be, I expect that he'll be inclusive. He will look for competent men and women who will be fair to all manner of people. And his speech today, for me, reinforces my belief that he will try to be fair to all, and he will lead all. He will be present for all and will not be present for a section of the country or a social group or a class of people. So sometimes you may not just be present for an area, but you'll be present for a class of people. And you simply will replace one cabal with another cabal. And what part of the challenge we face in this country